Good afternoon, guys. Today, I'm going to spend a little time talking about the people that I'm learning from. Woodsman School. Derek Ferry at the Woodsman School. YouTube page is Sarge Feria on YouTube, but he's the Woodsman School owner. And I'm going to give a little plug to him because I have his book, Basic Ledger Course 1. And I'm learning this. There's a couple reasons why I'm learning this. Okay, and some of you guys may have said, "Oh, you know, what got you into this, and why are you doing what you're doing?" And you've seen a few videos of mine lately, and I'm trying to put out more and more. You know, pass on the knowledge. A few years ago, I had a heart attack while I was deer hunting, and it was one of the scariest things I ever had. I walked out to my deer stand, a mile from where I parked my vehicle on a property that most people don't even know I'm on. The landowner, yeah, he doesn't, most of the time he's not even there, he just go out there and hunt, you know, whatever. Great guy, gunner, but I don't think gunner's going to be walking out in the woods looking for me. Maybe, you know, I don't know. My truck was there overnight, he probably wonder. But I park on his driveway and I walk way to the back. Well, I got up in the tree stand and now I know it was a heart attack because of the pain and the inability to breathe. And I sat there for over 4 hours wondering if anybody's ever going to find my corpse. You know, I didn't think I was going to make it out of the woods. A couple months later, I did have another heart attack and put me in the hospital. You know, now I have a stent in my heart and I'm trying to take better care of myself and to, you know, shed some of the pounds and stuff and try to get a little bit healthier. Okay, my wife will contest that. She doesn't think I'm actually doing much to sustain my health, but you know, when a woman's 5'11" and 125 pounds, she's gonna bust on me for being over 200. But with that, I started getting into learning a little bit about survival. Now we're not talking prepping. I'm not a prepper. I've never been a prepper. I have a ton of stuff. I have a lot of guns, bows, knives, bullets, you know, fishing stuff. I'm really big on the outdoors, but that's not prepping. I don't believe that we're all going to die via, you know, collapse of the economy, civil war, global pandemic of viruses, you know, things of that nature. And let me ask you, if you really truly stock up believing that, what makes you think you're going to live anyway? What makes you think that if you're the last survivor on Earth, what type of planet are you going to be living on where everything else is dead? So I'm not buying that. We're going to just continue to laugh at the doomsday preppers and stuff on TV. And stupid people like Naked and Afraid that don't teach you anything except how to lay around on a beach for 21 days whining. But I started learning from people like Dave Canterbury, the Pathfinder School. He was one of the originals on dual survival, and really got into it. I said, well, this man knows what he's talking about, and watched quite a few of his videos and picked up some stuff there. But then I got caught one of his instructors, Derek Ferry from the Woodsman School, and I really got into what Derek was teaching and how he presents it and his no bullshit attitude about the whole thing. Very personable man. I've talked to him numerous times via the telephone. He's always there to answer questions that I have. And I got this Woodsman School self-development course. Okay? I'm almost done with this book. This is book 1. And I know there's a book 2 and a book 3. And, or possibly a book 3. And it basically covered from the beginning: kit wisdom, fire, shelter, water disinfection, food, first aid, signaling, navigation. And these are things that you were to learn. If you wanted to be a better woodsman, maybe self-sustain yourself out there if you need be. And I'm going to tell you something. This book has changed my thinking. It has taught me that you don't need to carry everything in the woods. My original pack, I think when I originally set it up, was 110, 120 pounds. Talk about a calorie tick-sucking weight on your back that's really hard to get around. I'm down to about 40, 45 pounds, and that is still even considering me to have it as a long-term kit. Don't need all that when I walk in the woods. It's changed my thinking on a lot of things, because you may walk out there with that much weight and go, hey, I spent the whole week out here. I used 1/10 of what was in the kit. What I carried out there, do I need all that other extra weight? Some guys call it bug out bag. Whatever, bug out. I'm never going to walk out in the woods with one backpack if it's a bug out situation. Let's face it, I have a couple of vehicles, a couple of trucks, I have a boat. Everything's going to be loaded into those vehicles and boat, and they're going to be hauled out of here to an area that I'm never going to disclose to anybody. And if I have to bug out, I'm going to take pretty much a lot of my stuff and go live out off the grid, away from the chaos. So I don't believe in prepping for that. You're never going to grab your little 5-pound pack, run off in the woods and think you're going to live. Sorry, but even if you do the history and you check the research, people lived in groups back then, and that's because there is not enough time in a day, in a 24-hour day, to get all the stuff you need to pretty much self-sustain yourself out in the woods. I mean, people brought in gears, boat loads, barge loads, plane drops, multiple trips. The wilderness wasn't settled by a guy on a back, on a horse with his little, bedroll behind him. It was by the people bringing in wagon loads of gear and setting up little settlements where, as a group, you can survive together. Okay. But if you were the lone horseman, you would have to know a few things. You would have to know different ways to start fires. And guys, you can sit there and you can bust on these people's asses and say, well, you didn't do that right, or you didn't do this right on whatever YouTube channel that you're watching. But if you're gonna do that, let me say this: prove them wrong. Man does a video, and you say he didn't do this, that, and the other thing, and he did it all wrong. Make a video. Do the skill. Do it better than he did it. Have the 10,000 plus subscribers that watch your video that give you the fortitude to say, you're better than anybody else. Put up or shut up. You bunch of naysayers, the guy says, oh, I only carry a lighter in my pocket. Well, that's great. I'm happy for you. Carry a couple of them. We all believe that you should have a lighter. But we practice other skills other than flicking the bic. Granted, the bic is going to be the first thing I go to. If it's broken, destroyed, out of fluid, lost, am I going to be the guy out there in the woods who can't start a fire? No. With this, I have learned to pick up different ways of starting fire. Bow drill, hand drill, fire plow, fire saw, piston fire, char cloth, charred punk wood, things from magnifying glass, Fresnel lens, flint and steel. There are many more ways to start a fire than flicking a bic. And you can have all that stuff in your pocket. You can have the bic. We all know that if it gets wet or ruined, it's going to be pretty hard to start a fire. learn the resources of what's in your area to, effectively start a fire to keep your body core temperature where it needs to be while you're waiting for self-rescue. Maybe you have to boil some water, learn a little things about first aid. Guys will say chemical this, and what if you don't have the chemicals to treat your water? Think about it, guys. Boiling is about the only 100% way. It's like 99.9% is going to kill cryptosporidium and giardia and stuff like that. You have to understand that there's other ways to do things, and things that were done 100, 200 years ago. People weren't wrong back then. They got them to stay alive. So with that, I picked up this book from Derek and started learning. And what I like about Derek's teaching, now he doesn't need a plug from me at all. I mean, there's plenty of guys out there that are doing this type of stuff. But what struck me with Derek was his mannerisms of teaching, his language, his no bullshit mentality about the whole thing. And he loves the outdoors. The man, you can watch his videos, he truly loves the outdoors, like Dave Canterbury loves the outdoors, and they give you this knowledge via hundreds and hundreds of videos for free. Where else can you go and get that? You can't. They've poured years of knowledge into making these books and videos and DVDs, doing the research for you, that you don't have to do so much. You can actually pick up a skill and go, hey, I'm going to go practice that because I watched this man do it, and he sat there for hours and hours prepping the video, making the video, editing the video, making it so it's enjoyable for you to watch it, and then posting it on a channel. Granny makes pennies off of his YouTube videos, probably $100 a month off of YouTube. If he's good, maybe $1,000 off of YouTube. That's really pushing it. I mean, I'm sure Dave does. He's got a lot of viewers. But that only helps them buy the materials to make more stuff or to show you more skills, or gives them the free time where they're not taking away from their families to taking food out of the mouths of their children to teach you something when they have to go buy a piece of leather or get another piece of machinery or gear to show you another skill. They're not tracking from their family. So if you have a problem with people making videos and making a couple of shillings off them, God bless you, you're better than the rest of us. You have unlimited resources. I was asked by a man the other day, said he wanted to learn trapping, and what would he start with, and because his resources were limited on what he could buy. Monetarily, he didn't have a lot of money to buy a lot of traps, and what I thought would be a good starting point for him to get started. Well, the question was an awesome question, and I appreciated him asking it. So I broke it down. I said, most guys will shit on Duke traps. I don't. The trap is designed to catch frickin' animals, and that's what the trap is for. You want to buy USA? Hey, I got USA traps too. I got MB 450s. They're pretty expensive trap. I got Victors. I got old 50-year-old long spring traps. I have a lot of different stuff, but like I said, it's acquired over years of buying the stuff when it's cheaper, or I go to an estate sale and I pick up a dozen traps that have been used for 40 years, that have been soaking in oil for the last 10 because the man died. I pick them up for $1 a piece. Doesn't mean that I can't reuse them. And they're hanging in my garage right now. They've just been logwood dyed, cleaned logwood dyed, and dipped in wax. They're ready to go. You'll see them this year. But like I said, I've learned some stuff from the Woodsman School, and you could go on, I think it's YouTube, Sarge Faria, Sargefaria, and you can watch his videos. You can go to the Pathfinder LLC and watch Dave Canterbury's videos. I would recommend that you learn these skills, okay? And this book is very in-depth. You will make 10 different shelters. Hey, I want pictures of 5 different setups that you choose. I want water disinfection. I want 5 entries of other than boiling ways to disinfect water. You're going to show these things, and that's only a small portion of what he is actually asking. The investment of $50, I believe, for this book. $50. Now you got to figure his time, the printing, the binder itself. What's he making on it? Nothing. He ain't making squat. It's out of the sheer love of trying to teach bushcrafting. You want to go on a YouTube channel and you want to bust somebody's balls, you know, I got no respect for you. I've done lost respect the minute you open your mouth and start busting somebody's balls about things that you don't know anything about. And your comments more than likely will prove out that you don't know shit of what you're talking about. You'll only irritate these people and they'll delete you. You can have a nice day and go bother somebody else. You want to talk smack about their family or their children or their wives, or, hey, I got no respect for you. I hope he deletes your ass faster than squat. But I'm going to say this, if you are watching a video and the man has spent, and I'm going to tell you, I've made videos. It takes a lot to bring the materials out there, to set it up, to start doing the test, to the editing, to getting it onto YouTube, and you ask him, hey, so-and-so, what backpack is that in the background? Or what knife do you have on your hip? Or what boots are you wearing? What hat is that? Showing you a specific skill, and that's what you get out of the video, you're wrong. I mean, you couldn't be more wrong. I think I've asked Dave Canterbury one question about that. It was on a forging video, and I said, hey, Dave, by the way, is that a toaster oven in the background for heat treating? He said, yes, it was. In fact, yes, it was. But I've never said, I'm watching a video on, him talking about quarters and saying, hey, Dave, that prop you have hanging up in the back behind you, is that such and such axe, or is that that type of saw, or hey, what knife do you got on you at that point? I'm trying to learn about the cordage, Derek, what tree is that behind you in the woods? Really, that's what you get out of these videos? I get a little bit more out of it, and some of us actually enjoy watching the videos. We are learning. There's a reason why we're learning. We either want to be better woodsmen, more self-sufficient out there, trapping skills, fishing skills, different ways of procuring foods, or what resources you can find in the woods, medicinal plants, edible plants, ways to disinfect water, ways to create shelters, different type of shelter configurations. These are what we're trying to learn, and these people are kind enough to show us this. Derek, in my mind, epitomizes what it means to be a woodsman, and he's doing it for free. God bless the man. I've gotten so much out of this book, and I will say, if you really want to invest in learning outdoor skills, pick up the book. Pick up the book. You will find that your kit changes, your mentality changes, your skills are honed just by the amount of tasks that you have to do. You will learn different ways to do all kinds of stuff, and it may or may not. You may never use it. Would you rather have the knowledge and not use it than to not have the knowledge and need it? Certain people push a lot of gear on you at other sites, and I've looked at their sites, and it's a constant, hey, this is a new product, I got this product, and if you don't have this product, you're dead in the woods. Really? Really? I mean, scare tactics, that's the way you treat people? Buy this particular knife, or you won't make it. This multi-tool, one-all, be-all, end-all, does-all knife. Really? Really? I'll show you. This is my knife. Okay. Made it in 92, 93 with a professional knife maker. It's 303 stainless, full tang, micarta handle, ATS 34. clip edge on it. This thing will literally shave the hair off the back of your hand, but it's 63 Rockwell. Okay. Guy says he has cancer pretty bad, and he doesn't do this anymore. But this is my knife, and I've never had any one of the people that I subscribe to tell me that my stuff is shit. They just don't do it. Yeah, some of the specs of this knife won't meet certain people's criteria. Yeah, it has a 90-degree spine, full tank, blah blah blah. But it's not. It's stainless. It's not going to strike, you know, flint and steel. But I don't need that. I have a flint and steel kit. But even that man has never told me, hey, you don't have this. You're screwed. Your knife doesn't meet all the criteria. Bullshit. It's a knife. A knife is a knife. It's what you can afford. What you have. Will it do more things? Well, yeah, it would fillet a fish, but is it going to do it as good as a task-specific fillet knife? No, it won't. You have to have different items with you. Yeah, I can do a lot of things. I will never baton this knife through a log. Sorry, not going to happen. I carry an axe for that. I carry other knives that if I really had to, I'll use one of those. I'm not going to destroy this blade ever. Not that I think I can. I mean, I did drop it, handing it to a guy one time at a convention, and it literally stuck in a concrete floor. Quarter inch into the concrete floor, well, it was probably linoleum on the top of the floor, but it's stuck in the floor. Tip is still looks brand new and still razor sharp. That's my knife. You want to shit on it? Go pound sand. I don't care. Learn a task that may save your life, may not ever save your life. You don't know it, but if you don't have it, you're dead in the woods. And if you want to piss on somebody like Larry Roberts recently was pissed on by a couple of guys, I hope he deletes your ass. Gets rid of you right off the bat. You know, some of us are out here to learn. I appreciate guys like Mark Rogers out there doing the skills, practicing his skills. He is not afraid to show you his screw-ups. He'll put them right on video for you. Ask for input. Those are the type of people I want to associate myself with. And then there's other people I've personally, I made a comment, to one guy, and I said, maybe you need to practice that a little bit more, because what you're doing, you failed 19 out of 20 times. Literally, and I'm not going to say what he was doing, but 19 out of 20 times that he did it on the video, he failed at it. I said, maybe I want to practice that a little bit more. And he jumped my ass. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm going to practice something until I got it down to a science. Do I go out and back and shoot my bow every day? Yes, I shoot my bow every day. Sometimes it's only 6 arrows. Sometimes it's 100 arrows. Depends on how I feel that day and how the weather is, and if I'm going to sit out there and melt like a snow cone in Phoenix, which I'm not going to do, I'll shoot a little bit more. Does that make me an expert? No, it makes me pretty damn good, but it doesn't make me an expert, and I don't believe in the term expert. Got a lot of guys self-proclaimed experts in the woods. You think you're an expert? No, there are a few guys that have a hell of a lot more knowledge than most. I don't think those guys will call themselves experts. There are people that have less knowledge who are sitting there using the term expert, survivalists. You couldn't survive, you couldn't find your ass with both hands. I mean, really, I've watched your videos. I'm going to bust your chops on those when you're doing something completely dangerous, chaotic. The skill isn't really what the skill is. Most of the time you guys send me the video, I don't even like it. So I won't click like. You won't get a like from me. Won't make a comment on it. Sooner or later I'll see that you don't know what you're talking about, and I'll unsubscribe. I've done it on quite a few things. Some guys have, done real well, and you go, okay, I can watch that. I might pick up something. You never know what you're going to learn. That's the great thing about the YouTube world. You never know what you're going to learn from these people. Make a fish hook. Can you make a fish hook? No, most of us will just carry them. What if I am not carrying it? I have my only resource is fish. Better learn how to make one. There's several ways to make one. Dave's shown it, Derek's shown it. The 10 C's that Dave does, just the basics. To me, that's the basics. That is a no-brainer. Well thought out, well laid out, reasoning why Derek follows that mentality, but Derek goes a little different on his, and he'll tell you that that's just the starter. If you are going to try to sustain yourself for a longer period of time, tendencies will get you by for a while. Some of those resources run out. You better learn a couple other things in the woods on how to make some of this stuff like our ancestors did, forefathers, whatever, people came before us. And why the man spent so many years doing the research, studying it, perfecting it, going out and playing with it, to come back and give you his knowledge in a book. Testament to the man himself. I give it to him. Dave Canterbury, give it to him. These guys practice what they preach. Now, granted, you'll see over a period of time that even their mentality changes. Dave's changed up his kid. Derek's changed up his kid. You find that you can get by when your skills get to be better, that you don't need so much gear. That's my little tirade for today, and that's why I'm learning this book. Almost done with it. Got 8 tarp setups left to do, and I think I'm done. Like I say, I have my time, my schedule. I own a business. I have to be around for my business. I can't always be outside playing in the woods as much as I would like to. But I get it done, and this will be turned in real soon, so I can get on to book 2. But like I said, watch the videos. Pathfinder LLC, Wilderness Outfitters, Sarge Faria at YouTube, the Woodsman School. His Facebook page is the Woodsman School, or Derek Faria. You can get him on either one. Pick up some skills. Don't bust the guy's balls because they're doing this out of the sheer enjoyment of doing it. Have a nice day. Maybe you'll learn something that'll save your life. Thanks, guys.